Welcome to the world of Pokémon UNBOUND, a fan game that puts you in the Boreas region where you'll be entwined in the action of an evil uprising. This game has a beautiful custom story that goes through the rich history, but let's be honest, I'm here to Nuzlock it. The game also has custom music with amazing quality of life features, much more Pokémon, custom boss trainers, and so much difficulty. If you like Nuzlocke content, then like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be playing this game in Expert mode, which has its own AI and engine mechanics. After mashing through the opening cutscene that sets the story, I'm able to select a starter. You know this game will be tough if your starter options are pseudo-legendaries. I chose Beldum for its great typing, and we meet our rival for the first time to tag along for our first fight. The exploration of a new region, new story, and new map layout was so refreshing. I have sandbox mode on to make my life easier with grinding, so I was able to zoom through the first bit of the story. We start our adventure in the icy weather of Frozen Heights and trek through the Icicle Cave. While clearing through the cave, I'm ambushed by an Alolan Sandslash. See, in this game, there are side missions that you can complete for rewards. Sometimes they're useful and give you items or Pokemon, but for the most part, I will be ignoring the missions since they're not pertinent to the Nuzlocke. Midway through Icicle Cave, we're challenged by a rival again. Since it hasn't even been that long, he's only added a Swinub to his team, so this fight wasn't much of an issue. I head out west from the cave to reach the first new area. Dresco City is a series of islands that also has a gym challenge for us. I head in with not much of a plan to scout out how much of a pain this game will be. Since this game is still new and I'm still getting used to it, I'll be taking the battles pretty loosely. The Dresco gym leader is Murskle, just a guy who is a little too zooted and trying to mind his own business. His gym is a little smoky, which causes all the moves to have a 40% chance to miss. He leads out with Gloom and Floette. I get my Zubat to defog the field to remove the smoke so that Vanillic and Icy Wind to lower their speed. Sandbox mode gives us access to egg moves, so Zubat can learn Brave Bird, which gives me a strong flying move to one-shot the Gloom. Matang also matches well into Floette on the left side. Doubling up Steel Wing and Metal Claw knocks it out. Brave Bird one-shots Weedle on the next turn, and Comfey goes down to another 2 hits, winning me the first badge. As soon as Murskle hands us the Leaf Badge, some hooligans raid the gym since Murskle made them a shady deal, but leave you alone. I head out to one of the houses and find out from this old man that those Shadow Goons back where we got our starter are part of an evil team trying to unseal a dark force. After some discussion with Professor Log and a young trainer Jax, we're sent on a mission to save Moltres over at Cinder Volcano. We first need to run through Grim Forest on the way there, which isn't too interesting. A lot of grass and bug types here, which won't be too useful for the fire and rock trainers coming up next. There are several forests to Cinder Volcano, but none of the trainers will be too much of an issue since the game will try to keep most of the difficulty contained to the story bosses. At the deepest part of the volcano, Jax teams up with us in a boss tag battle against Shadow Admin Marlin. Oh wow, look at that animation. Alright, first tag battle, me and Jax versus Team Shadow Admin Marlin and Team Shadow Grunt. I lead Stunky against their ghost type leads, and crunch the Duskull. Prankster Sableye can't touch my Stunky, which gives me the free turn to damage the Duskull. The Swoobat comes in and deals massive damage to my Pokemon since they're attacking with fully evolved stats. Crunch gets it down to the red and I swap to Numel. Instantly we get dropped down to low health, and instead of killing the Swoobat, Magnemite opts the Light Screen. No! Come on, you had one job. Golbat Steel Wing Swoobat for the kill, but we get burned by Priority Will-O-Wisp on the next turn. Thankfully, I still do enough damage to knock out the Cacnea. Now that we're in a 2v1, we slowly chip down the Sableye to bring out Shiftry. Unfortunately, I do still end up losing Numel in the fight since our rival's only so useful. With the first evil team fight behind me, I exit out the other side of the volcano. A certain house in the outskirts of Route 5 offers me one of the Unova starters, which I pick Tepig. Tepig makes for great type coverage since the next gym specializes in dark types. Unfortunately, I get caught up in a side quest in the next city, and I immediately lose Staravia and Pignite. Luckily, I can recoup my team by adding a static Clefairy counter to my box. The gimmick to the gym of Crater Town is a field condition called Negative Energy. Any Pokemon that is not Dark, Ghost, or Psychic type will take chip damage from negative thoughts each turn. It's an interesting idea that introduces an extra layer of difficulty. The gym leader Vega starts his Life Park to fake out and they crit a Thief on the next turn. Stab Double Edge is able to knock out the foe, but the recoil and negative energy chip takes to be barreled down with them. Yep, that's gonna kill us because now we have to take recoil damage. Fuck. That really fucking sucks. I think we'll just Dazzling Gleam here. That also really sucks. This is really bad. Floette also dodges a Swagger, hitting back with a huge Dazzling Gleam. We can shrug off a punishment and a second Gleam feints the Weavile. Since we're going toe-to-toe with Vega right now, I sack Floette to get off another Dazzling Gleam into Absol. This allows Crobat to come in safe next turn to pick up the kill. Cross Poison only brings the last Pokemon down to 1 HP, but we get the lucky poison giving us the victory. Vega hands us the gym badge and we move on for now, but it won't be the last time we'll be seeing him. As soon as I try to leave the city, we're ambushed by Team Shadow and brought back to Cinder Volcano for a surprise boss battle. Shadow Admin Ivory is a pain. I Brave Bird twice with Crobat to get rid of the Eviolite Misdreavus and swap out as Kadabra comes out. The game AI is smart and knows better than to attack blindly. They swapped to Vullaby, so I swapped a Clefable directly into a Flatter. We both swap back and forth until Sluggy's positioned to kill the Kadabra with Sucker Punch. This leaves Vullaby out by itself, which Vanillish can take on to kill. We're not out of the grave just yet. Immediately back to back is a new shadow boss, Zeph. We're not even healed, and we need to go up against a Mega Houndoom. It all happened so fast, and his Mega Houndoom did way too much damage, completely wiping my team. For my first attempt, that wasn't too bad. I was still getting used to the game and made it past the second gym, so I had high hopes. My second attempt got to the second gym much more efficiently, and I even made the correction to evolve Clefairy and Floette. This made the fight against Vega much easier, losing only a single Pokemon. I also knew what was coming up in the ambush fight. My Pokemon this time were a lot tankier and did better in the first part of the fight. Therefore, I can just swap in Pignite on the Houndoom and Superpower to instantly kill. Beautiful. Okay, and that is officially PB. I walk out of Crater Town by going through the Valley Cave down below. Nosepass evolves via Thunderstone, which gives me a Magnet Puller later on. I dodge through the trainers in the cave to reach the other side of Route 6. I also pick up a Shinx here, which is useful since the next gym is a flying type. In Frost Mountains, we witness our rival get jumped by Team Shadow Grunt. I catch our encounter in the mountain area first, then head up to check on our rival. His name is Gunnar, by the way. As soon as Gunnar wakes up, he immediately challenges me to a fight to check the strength of my team. His Pokemon were no better than the last time, having only added a Toucannon to his team, which made the fight pretty simple. The rest of Frost Mountain was pretty easy. I have a lot more Pokemon in my box, so I'm able to change up my team to best fit the trainers that come up. We exit from the north side onto another snowy route, then keep heading up towards Blizzard City. We catch Ivory doing something malicious, but we can't help out until I have the next gym badge. Despite trekking through Frost Mountain and ending up in a snowy area in Blizzard City, we're actually going up against a flying type gym leader. The gimmick for her fight is that there is permanent Tailwind, but only for flying types on the field. Her Minior starts with a Stealth Walk, and I deal big damage with Stab Surf. Since the rocks are up, I want to do as few swaps as I can. I send in Luxray as they keep on switching and switching. Thunderfang hits the Pinsir low as it Mega Evolves. I swap Clefable and set up a Wish for healing, then swap to Wordier to counter her Crobat. After a few more switches to position my Pokemon, Ice Fang into Gliscor deals big damage, getting Frostbite to chip at its health. Slowpoke can then come back in with Surf. Still 3 Pokemon left. I think Magcargo is going to have to just do it all from here. Power Gem knocks a Dodrio, and I sack Slowpoke to get into Wordier safely. She swaps out to Crobat, where extra sensory hits for big damage. Acro leaves me on 1 HP, giving me the chance to kill with another hit on Crobat. Finally back out to Minior, I sack Wordier to bring in Clefable safely since Magic Guard prevents Stealth Rock damage, and Disarming Voice picks up the kill for the 3rd badge. I mean, apparently, according to you guys, this person's a run killer, so 2 deaths, whatever, I'll take it. I'll take it. I head down through the KBT Expressway following Ivory. I head south to Fallshore City, where we discover what Team Shadow has been up to. A magic barrier was set up by Alakazam, and it's up to me to figure out how to get it down. In Fallshore, I can receive a Togepi egg, which will be super useful later on as Togekiss. I then head west through the trainers of Route 10 to reach Tail Town. I fish up Magikarp and also find a house with a secret underground tunnel to reach the area that the force field is blocking off. I pop up from the tunnel and emerge from a house nestled deep within Route 9. I've successfully infiltrated into the force field, which means that there's grunts galore. I can dodge most of them, and even the ones I do fight are no problem. The real issue is where the bosses are. It's a tag battle with me and Jax versus Shadow Admin Ivory and their grunt. I had no idea how difficult this fight was going to be since it rocked my shit. Meowstic set up Prankster Reflect, which lowered how much damage we could do, on top of Incineroar intimidating us to drop our attack. It took 3 turns for us to get rid of the Incineroar, only to bring out a bulky Mismagius set. You can only bring 3 of your Pokemon into the fight, so I opted to swap in Probopass. Magneton is a saving grace to set up Light Screen for us, but unfortunately it goes down next turn. Even worse, a critical Psyshock kills our partner Gastrodon, which leaves me in a 2v1. With both Mismagius and Meowstic against just my Probopass, this Mismagius goes on to get 3 Omni Boosts and wipes the rest of my team. Needless to say, this is the first fight that actually showed me the true difficulty of this game. Since this is the first fight that actually required me to think and collect specific Pokemon, I kept them in mind as I grinded through the next attempt to reach this point again, with a better suited team. Lessons learned, we focus down the Meowstic side first, not the Incineroar, despite what you think. T-Punch, okay. Perfect. Specifically EV'd to perfectly remove the Meowstic. Again, we're gonna try to get us in a 2v1 situation, so we're gonna try to knock out this Oranguru, so. It's whatever. Aside from, what's it called? We are max defense. Special attack, we are max defense. Interesting. That is really weird. You know what? I'll take that. In case it ever want to attack me, but I guess it never will. Beautiful. That went so much better, but we're still not done yet. Team Shadow has genetically modified Pokemon with humans and created something. These are Shadow Warriors. They all perform the same and have the same Ghost Art typing, so it didn't take long for Hariyama to get rid of the two. With the issue on Route 9 all figured out, I can talk to the gym leader of Fallshore City and get him to return to his gym. Despite Mel being situated in a pretty water-heavy gym where you have to jump lily pads and surf across on Lapras, he's a normal type gym leader. On top of that, he's also an inverse battle. If you don't know anything about inverse battles, then all you need to know is that his team is fucking unkillable. Normal types in inverse battles have no weaknesses, so this fight pretty much hinges on the strength of your Pokemon. It took me the better part of an hour to come up with a plan, but I think the plan I had was pretty solid. Inverse battle against normal types, it sounds very, very difficult. Vikavolt is perfectly EV'd to live a Hammer Arm. We're going to set up a Sticky Web to lower all their future speeds. We should live on red. Perfect. And it lowers its own speed, so now it's slower than us. Bug Buzz, one-shots. Fuck! Well, there goes the plan. Hariyama comes in to brute force the Miltank, but just before I can kill it, they swap over to PZ. I pivot through Malamar and swap into Gourgeist. Phantom Force on my max attack Gourgeist is perfectly EV to kill. Back in again is Beware. I decide to go for damage from Gourgeist and sacking it to bring in Vikavolt again. I aim for a Bug Buzz, and thankfully they stay in this time. Okay, I think we're back on track. Sneasel outspeeds the Mechalopoly. We're EV to live exactly one hit of anything. Brick Break, Facade, Power Up Punch, Fake Out, whatever. Fake Out as expected. Now lining up Fake Out. Beautiful, that does about 15%. Into Throat Chop. We're faster because of Sticky Web. Bang. Doesn't matter what this thing does, because it's slower than Togedemaru. Here's Miltank. I'm not actually sure if this thing sees a kill. I have to make a second sack. Of course. Ah, that's so close. No. Okay. I probably had to play that out with 3 deaths. I'm not sure if I could have came out with 2. That was such a shit show at the end. Just goes to show that even in a completely new game and a completely different region, Miltank is still a beast. Mel directs me to the east towards Route 11 and Epitome Town. Nothing special to note here, but it leads us to the mountainside next to it. In Thunderclap Mountain, here is where a lot more of the story will unfold. Every floor is infested with grunts and trainers that I need to beat through, so it takes a while for me to hike up to the top. Trainers are getting tougher, so I'll need to make sure that my team is always well prepared with good type coverage and strong Pokemon. There are a few puzzles as well, which only makes its job more tedious, but eventually, I do reach the top. Since Team Shadow is taking hostage of Wild Timber, I can defeat the grunts that are keeping them captive. They build me a set of stairs to help me reach the peak of Thunderclap Mountain, just in time to witness Marlin capture the legendary bird Zapdos. With his newly added team member, he challenges me to another boss battle. A trend that you'll soon discover is that this game will throw you into boss fights right after a cutscene without giving you the chance to prep or heal your team. Since I don't know where or when the cutscenes will trigger, I often get thrown into fights unprepared. Do not battle me now. I did not mean to trigger the cutscene. Do not battle me now. And fuck you. And fuck you. Great. I'm cooked. We both pivot our Pokemon, and since rain is already set up for me, Ludicolo outspeeds the Crook. They swap again to Dusclops to tank the Bubble Beam. I knock off their Eviolite to increase any future damage, and they set a burn on Ludi. Thankfully, a second Bubble Beam knocks it out before I can do any more damage. I use Togedemaru to wall his Zapdos as they set up a light screen. I predict their swap back to Crook by swapping into my own Ludicolo again. Oh, wait, I forgot about light screen. I was looking at my calc and I was like, yeah, 100%, but I forgot about the light screen that they set up. Fuck. Togi finishes up the Crocodile, and from here, I swap over to Drapion to counter the Swoobat. Their damage is surprisingly high, so I swap again and aim a Nuzzle as I swap again to Sharpedo, getting me the free Paralysis. They Mega Evolve, and Stab Rain Boosted Aqua Jet leaves me on 4 HP, but Togedemaru hangs on to retaliate with Zing Zap. I use Emboar to Sucker Punch the Swoobat since it's so frail, which means that Probopass is healthy to take on the Zapdos. We're playing into high confusion chances here, so don't. Oh my fuck, I shouldn't have said anything. Alright, we're gonna need to get very lucky here. Nice. Okay, 2 hits. Please, please. No! No! You had 1 shot, 1 chance. Nice. Holy fuck. I honestly did not mean to trigger the cutscene, and I didn't know. They just don't give you a chance to prep. They don't say, like, are you ready to fight me? They just go into the fight. To be caught off guard and still win unprepared, 1 death is acceptable. I head north from Epitome Town and up to Route 11. Dodging the trainers was no big deal, and we're sent over to Ptarmigan Town as a pit stop between gym badges. Now that we're a decent way through the game, we want to unlock Mega Evolution. The Ptarmigan Mansion in Ptarmigan Town is a pseudo-gym of sorts. Consider it Gym 4.5. There is a leader at the end who will grant you the power of Mega Evolution. Successor Maxima doesn't really have a type specialty, but she does have 3 fairy types, and obviously a Mega as well. Thankfully, there's no field gimmick here, which simplified the fight a lot. Drapion leads for the type advantage against Wigglytuff, but they immediately swap out of the losing matchup to Empoleon. Here I swap to Vigavolt, who's perfectly EV'd to kill. Vigavolt perfectly outspeeds, we're EV'd to outspeed by 1 point exactly. Thunderbolt. Wait, what? How do you outspeed me? What? I literally checked this. Vigavolt should be exactly 1 point faster, but it turns out that the docs gave Empoleon the wrong nature. This kind of error will happen a couple times in the game. Regardless, I'm still in a winning position. I use Charm to set up a Sunny Day against Serperior, killing with a Sun-boosted Weather Ball. Drapion comes back in to wall off Wigglytuff, but they immediately swap to Mega Altaria, getting me free cross poison damage. They swap again to Ninetales, which is free fodder for Ferrothorn, so I aim an Iron Head on their swap to kill the Wigglytuff. Iron Head eventually kills Ninetales, and Clefable can wall off Altaria with Recovery and Calm Mind. This battle was tedious with all the swapping, but it certainly wasn't hard. Plus, it gives me access to Mega Evolution, so all in all, it went pretty smoothly. I set my sights north to Dahara City, and just as I step foot onto Route 12, our rival challenges us again. Alright, Thick Fat Focus Sash Mamoswine. We are going to start with a Fake Out. It's somehow faster, so we're just gonna Dragon Dance. Ooh! They swap out Mamoswine since they know Gyarados will kill it. Ferrothorn is my best counter to Vaporeon, but just like the last fight, they use a lot of swaps to get around tight matchups. They swap back and forth between Aggron and Vaporeon, but each time they switch, Aggron loses a little health to Leech Seed. Eventually, Gabite comes in. Since they're always swapping, we're slowly whittling down their Pokemon, and the first link breaks with Gabite falling to Moonblast. One by one, the rest of his team falls. Aggron to Seed Bomb from Ferrothorn, Togedemaru Zingzaps to Toucannon, Ferrothorn rises up again by fainting Vaporeon, and Mamoswine dies to Gyro Ball from Steelix. I keep on heading north through the city, and out of the corner of my eyes, I notice Marlin thinking to himself that maybe it's time for him to step down from Team Shadow. After a bit more hiking, I finally reach Dahara City. This is the biggest city in the region where I can talk to a lady to give us one of the Sinnoh starters. I'm pretty sure all of them would do great, but seeing as how I need a grass type and my girlfriend loves Turtwig, I decided to go with the grass starter. The plan from here is to meet up with Jax at the casino to talk about our plan to get rid of Team Shadow. But as soon as we exit the building, Hoopa ambushes us and teleports us straight to the Ruins of Void. Unfortunately, Jax, being an idiot, drops all of his Pokeballs, so it's up to us to explore the ruins alone. This section of the game puts us up against a lot of boss battles, and here's the first kind. The game sends a boss Claydol with an Omni boost, kinda like a totem Pokemon. On top of that, you can't use any gimmicky moves like Topsy-Turvy or Encore to cheese it. We are going to Topsy-Turvy it. Oh, what? You get blocked? Wait, what? Oh, that is... okay. I don't know what aura meant, it just says boosts in the, what's it called? Luckily, Claydol wasn't the hardest to come by. Bug Buzz from Vikavolt can chip away most of its health, and Malamar can finish it off. The Claydol leads us to the next room, which is just the beginning of this boss rush gauntlet. Once you complete the Hoopa puzzle, it reveals a portal where you have to face the 3 legendary beasts all in a row. It took a while for me to prep a team, but they are just singular Pokemon, so it wasn't actually hard. The real fight comes when you get dragged to the top of the ruins. Zeph tries to perform a ritual to unleash the power of Hoopa, but fails. Then, someone else in the back reveals themselves. Their name is Aklov, a descendant of the king who used to control Hoopa, and successfully unleashes its portal power. Ho-Oh is fought in a raid battle with raid shields that heavily reduce any damage it takes from attacks. The strategy I come up with involves dropping the Ho-Oh's attack to -6 by swapping back and forth between Togedemaru and Gyarados. Once its attack is low, Clefable can come in to hit Hidden Power Rocks to drop the Firebird. Not done yet though, we also have to do the same with the other half. Unfortunately, since Lugia is a mix attacker, I have to PP stall it until it runs out of Earthquake PPs. From there, I can send in my bulky Steel types and kill with Probopass's super effective Power Gems. That took so long, but I've never played Gen 8 or 9 before, so I don't know what a raid battle is. Aklov has another trick up his sleeve and traps us in the Cube Space, the magical containment unit that we've been using to store all of our items so far. The Cube Space is a strange maze-like environment, kind of like the Distortion World. There's teleporters in there to help us navigate the platforms, and at the end, we see Marlin again trapped with our dad. They explain that there is a way out, but our dad will have to stay behind until we free him again. When we get out of the Cube Space, we're placed in front of Cinder Volcano again, where we need to blast through the Shadow Base. I head down to the bottom floor where I can team up with Marlin to fight against Shadow Admin Vega. Against his dark types, Vikavolt serve to be very useful. Crit Stone Edge one-shots a Honchkrow, and I can make it a double kill by Bug Buzzing the Liepard. I predicted that the Weavile and Absolute would both go for Crocodile since that's where they see super effective damage, so I stay in to try for another Bug Buzz. Unfortunately, my guess was wrong, as a Fake Out and a Night Slash doubles up into Vikavolt to ensure the kill. Kinda, yeah, I should have realized. Yeah, no, I definitely should have realized. I just assumed I was going for the Crocodile. I mean, it is Mega Absol, it is that bulky, that strong. That's my mistake. It's one of my few sticky webbers, plus it's my strongest electric type, and bug type. At the very least, Crook can Stone Edge to knock out the Weavile. Crocodile also stomping Tantrums the Absol, which secures the kill when Dracon doubles up with an X-Scissor. We also have Brick Break in our moveset for the Bisharp, so I can pick up another kill there, leaving just a Spiritomb. With one Pokemon left, Clefable can come in with a Fairy-type matchup and wreck the Spiritomb for the win. Vega tries to escape deeper in the volcano and Marlin chases him down. We follow them both down to the deepest level where Vega pulls out a red orb to summon Primal Groudon from the heart of the volcano. The cave erupts and Rockfall separates us from Marlin. Marlin's forced to battle the Groudon but using our Pokemon. In this weird fight, we can tell Marlin to switch Pokemon or use an attack, but we can't select the moves we want. To bypass this, I force Marlin to use my Golem, who's forgotten all of its attacks except for Counter. Sturdy ensures that Golem stays alive, and Counter makes light work of the Groudon one-shotting it. Marlin tells us that he's going to infiltrate the Team Shadow Base and not to follow him, but judging by the fact that I'm there too, back at the Shadow Base, I think not. I change into a disguise to look like Marlin and head down to the lowest floor where we interrupt a conversation between Zeph and Marlin. Zeph is so mad and challenges us to a fight. His team isn't too hard except for Mega Gengar due to Shadow Tag. I lead my Ninetales to Moonblast and Mightyena, and Gengar immediately comes out second, so I swap to my Max Special Defense Probopass. They swap out to Decidueye, which Staraptor can pick off with Dual Wing Beat, then Gengar comes back out again. I know since they do a lot of swapping in this game, I knew I had to sack something, so Staraptor was the best choice. They Toxic first, which allows me to get off a Dual Wing Beat for damage, but Staraptor still has to die here since we can't switch out. Probopass finishes the last bit of health with Earth Power to revenge kill Gengar. I swap over to Magcargo on the X-Cloud, but their Hyper Voice boosted with Throat Spray does massive damage. I Heat Wave to get it down to the red, then swap over to Ninetales, but they choose to swap as well. This is a throw from Zeph, since Moonblast can safely kill Umbreon. We're also faster than Exploud, so he just gave me the free win there. It's just been made clear to us that Team Light of Ruin, led by Aklov, has been detected in Vivil Town, which is just east of Dahara City, so we'll need to beat the Dahara gym first. The Dahara gym leader is much less of a nuisance than the other gyms. Basically, all steel and electric type Pokemon experience permanent magnet rise. On top of that, the leader Galvin also fights us in a double battle. So, a double battle where the opponents have no weaknesses. Let's see how this fight goes. Double battles, and the gimmick for this fight is that there's permanent magnet rise for electric and steel Pokemon. We're gonna predict the Bronzong is that it's gonna go for a Trick Room. We're going to Gravity, Curse. Gravity puts them all on the floor. Exactly. Golem using Return is Chill. And here's Curse. Trick Room, perfect, just as I expected. Curse puts Torterra slower than all of their Pokemon. We're gonna Earthquake. I don't know why that happened, but that's okay. Beautiful. I think I'll Curse just to preserve HP on Ferrothorn coming in. Body Press is Chill. Curse puts us slower than the Bronzong. It should, at least. Iron Head is Chill. Yeah, Torterra is now fastest on the field. I mean, it's just Mega Ampharos left, right? We can probably do it like this. Knock off the Escavalier. And then we'll Leaf Blade the Lantern to preserve health on our Ferrothorn. Beauty. Okay. Nice and easy. Not too bad. Lightning Rod, but it's fine, we did it. We were due for an easy fight, so that felt great. I explored the Great Desert and Gurun Town, nothing worthy here since these are large expansive areas with a lot of lore post-game. I walk into Vivil Woods to face off against a bunch of bug and grass trainers, none of which are too interesting. This split is much more focused on the story, so don't expect to see much more exploration of the map or new areas. As soon as I come into Vivil Town, I catch up on a rival who's rushing to go in the warehouse. There is a lot of Light of Ruin grunts waiting for us, and even more inside the building. Team Shadow and Team Light of Ruin, who follow Aklov's lead, are having a massive brawl in the warehouse. We need to interrogate the grunts for the final password to the gate at the end. After we punch in the code, the door opens and we find Ivory, Aklov's second in command, to be at the center of this mess. Our rival shows up, and it's revealed to us that Marlin of Team Shadow is our rival's dad, and Ivory of Team Light of Ruin is our rival's mom. Aklov then portals into the warehouse and teleports everyone away to confront us in a battle. Our fight begins against the setup Klefki. Thankfully with Brick Break Drapion, Klefki can't do shit and has to swap out. They do a series of swaps to Togekiss, and Gengar gets burned by Flamethrower, which is very unlucky. I sack Gengar to bring out Mega Metagross to kill the Togekiss with Bullet Punch. They continue on with their series of swaps to Primarina, then Rose Raid, and I try to make a prediction. I need to make sure on Gudra, it does go for the Dual Chop. Yeah. Wait, what? Why? That's not a kill. No roll kills. There's no roll that... Oh my fuck. You're... Like, no roll... Oh my fucking god. Okay, we're lost. We're dead. No roll kills. It doesn't kill. You can't kill me with... Why would you? Literally, you cannot kill me. You can only kill me with Dual Chop. Why would you go Hyperspace Fury? I specifically EV'd you so you couldn't kill with Hyperspace Fury. I don't know why everything is going to shit right now. Oh, shit. Now I have no answer for the Mega Gardevoir. Fuck. Torterra can revenge kill the Hoopa to put us back on track, but I'm still gonna need a miracle to win this fight. After a bunch of switches, Gardevoir eventually comes out. I swap in a Drapion to resist their Psyshock, and since Battle Armor ensures that we live on low health, Cross Poison snags a kill on Mega Gardevoir, which is huge. The next Pokemon to fall is Rose Raid when it tries to swap in on Ferrothorn. Eventually, Klefki and Primarina both go down to the fight. Again, I'm looking at my set in damage calc right now. I specifically EV'd it so it would not die. to a Hyperspace Fury. I specifically EV'd it so it can only bait Dual Chop, so I don't know what's going on. With Aklov defeated, he orders Hoopa to send us to the Distortion World, where Jax is also stuck, and navigate the floating island maze to reach the end where we face off against Giratina. This boss was quick work, so after exiting the Distortion World, I fly back to Vivilletown to meet up with Jax again. Jax and his grandpa discuss the next steps to stopping the evil teams, and we need to head to Crystal Peak on East Boreas, which can only be reached by boat from Seaport City. Jax suggests that we go to Antisis City first for the next gym badge, so that's our next destination. Antisis City is a rough area ran by thugs, and a gym leader is one of them. Big Mo doesn't have a type specialty in particular, rather a weight specialty. He likes to use heavy Pokemon since the gimmick of his gym is Trick Room but for weight. Basically, the heavier the Pokemon, the faster they are. Mo's first Pokemon is one of the heaviest, bulkiest Pokemon in the game. I use the same sturdy counter strategy that I used for Groudon to cream the Mudsdale. I use Ferrothorn to wall off the Snorlax and set up rocks for when they switch in. The counter to Pangoro is Emboar, who is actually heavier and thus allows us to move first with a superpower to kill. They keep on switching and switching until eventually I have my Torterra out against Wailord. Yeah, it hasn't gone through a turn of sleep yet. Okay, clearly I was wrong. Did I just misread this thing? Fuck. Why did I even do that? This was so free. I could have just... Oh my... This was so free. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I could have just swapped into Kingdra and just killed this for free. Now I have no counter for Hariyama. Why do I actively choose to sabotage my runs? I want to punch my monitor. I want to punch my fucking monitor. Like, now what? Now where do I go? I don't have anything for Hariyama now. Ha! You knocked off my fucking zoom lens. That's why. I don't know why I had to do that, but I can just kill this with Waterfall. I cannot explain my actions. I cannot explain my actions. From here, Ferrothorn can defeat the Wailord and Snorlax to win me the 6th badge. I'm actively self-sabotaging. I don't know what am I thinking? What am I thinking? What goes on in your mind, Nick? Explain yourself. Write it down on paper first, and then read it back to yourself before you make a fucking action. Big Mo gives us a badge we need to use for rock climb, which allows me to continue on east to Seaport City. After rock climbing down the plateau and surfing along the route, we can dodge all the trainers along the way until we reach Seaport City. There isn't much story kept here in Seaport since we're just meant to jump on a boat and head to East Boreas. There is, however, a lady that'll give us a gift Alolan starter. They all seem like good options, but Incineroar is a clear favorite pick for this set. Intimidate, utility moves, and great typing, Litten was the obvious choice, so I add him to the roster and set sail to the next city. We land in Polder Town of East Boreas, and Jax lets us know that we'll need Waterfall in order to chase down Team Light of Ruin to Crystal Peak. This means that I'll need the next gym badge as well. On paper, Polder Town's Tessie is a water expert, but she throws one of the most interesting field gimmicks. This gym operates under the rules of Camomons, where a Pokemon's typing is determined by the typing of the first 2 moves in their move slots. This allows Pokemon to have crazy special type combinations that shouldn't be possible. Tessie begins the fight with a Dark Poison Toxapex. I do a few swaps on my own to set up Stealth Rocks on their field, then Shell Smash my Ghost Grand Macargo to Earth Power the Toxapex. I pivot through Ferrothorn to bait Ice Beams on Drapion, but they go for Snipe Shot for some reason, which kills my Drapion on the switch in. At least it gets rid of the Toxic Spikes, but Drapion was a bad loss. Yeah, I don't know why. Ice Beam is highest damage roll. Fuck! Why does this always happen? I lose a Pokemon on the first battle of the fucking stream. And your stupid water Pokemon. It's always because it's the first battle of the game, of the day. The juices aren't flowing. I need to like jerk off at first and like get post-nut clarity before I stream next time. Oh shit. It's still raining? Wait, I thought Evaporate gets rid of the rain. That's what it does. Oh, you are so sneaky. Fuck my asshole. Oh, and you withdrawed. Okay, well, that's your shit. Her next Pokemon out is Water Dragon Gyarados. Clefable with Moonblast is my answer to Gyarados since Unaware negates the effect of Dragon Dance attack boost. I keep attacking with Moonblast until Clefable's low, then swap out to Ferrothorn. This should do only about a third damage here. Okay, clearly my What am I not factoring in? Am I just blatantly stupid here? Cloyster picks up the slack from here and Ice Beams Gyarados. Cloyster also chips away at Armaldo to knock it out, but she still has 2 full health Pokemon in the back, while all my Pokemon have low health. Thankfully, Seeking stupidly goes for Waterfalls against us, which somehow allows us to clutch the kill after sacking to bring in Clefable. Instead of going for the kill, they swap over to Seismitoad, which allows Clefable to heal back up to full. Bitch, get out of here. Fuck. The only death that I'm really sad about was Drapion. Drapion is so fucking good. I need post-nut clarity to get the blood flowing next time. With 7 badges and HM Waterfall in hand, I climb up the waterfall to Crystal Peak where our rival is waiting for us again. We'll be taking on Crystal Peak together, but he wants to see if our box is ready first. This fight goes about the same as it did last time, except I have better Pokemon on my team now. The biggest difference is now he has an additional Shadow Tag Chandelure. I had to make sure that all my Pokemon had a way of swapping out either by Switch Move or Shed Shell. His Mega Garchomp was the first to fall at the hands of Togekiss, which resisted all of its stab moves. Rotom was next since I couldn't do any significant damage to my Heliolisk, and then Vaporeon, which I Toxic Stalled with my bulky Milotic. Mamoswine got racked up on damage until Togedemaru can come in and Ironhead safely. Eventually, Aggron and Chandelure fell as well. Crystal Peak is where the difficulty peaks, since it's an extremely long section with many trainers, lots of mazes, and several boss fights. We're tagging along with our rival, so all the grunt battles are double battles. We follow up the winding passage towards the top of the mountain, but at some point, we get ambushed by 2 portals. You're gonna give me the chance to say no and prep for this, because I'm not entering this fight like this. I am not entering this fight like this. This is a double boss Pokemon fight where each legendary dragon has a boost to their respective attack alongside max EVs in every stat. This fight is so incredibly hard. My team was absolutely not prepared, and to make a long story short, they completely wiped my team. What the fuck? Does that say 252 EVs in all their stats? Who decided this was fair? Who thought this was fair? How in the fuck am I supposed to beat this thing? +1 attack, special attack, plus 252 EVs in all their stats. I don't even know how I'm supposed to beat this. That attempt made such great progress, and we were about 90% done with the game. So to lose like this because I wasn't prepared felt so bad. I lost a lot of motivation and took a week off for the holidays, but when I came back with a vengeance. I sped through the first half of the game because my mind was focused entirely on the boss rushes coming up. I prepped for the Zekrom Reshiram fight again with much more attention to detail, and the fight went like this. Parting shot. Okay, I realized I probably should have parting shotted the Reshiram. Mamoswine. That's fine. That's okay. The Reshiram should see the kill into Mamoswine, I feel here, so let's go into an opportunity. Yeah, because they're both going to target the Mamoswine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, deal some damage, please. Nice. Reshiram could target us, but that's fine. Okay. Nice. Sexy. 2 hours of prep, but that was worth it. Immediately up next is Ivory again, who challenges us right after the Dragon Pair, except we find our rival knocked out beside us, so we're forced to use 3 of his shitty Pokemon alongside 3 of our Pokemon. Just a side note, the docs for our rival's Pokemon were completely wrong, so don't expect this fight to go perfect. Ivory immediately swaps out to Incineroar as I Mega Evolve Metagross. I pivot over to our rival's Mamoswine since I'm banking on Thick Fat to reduce fire damage. Stealth Rocks is always the right play. They swap to Miss Magius and I sack Vaporeon to bring in Toucannon safely. T-Bolt doesn't kill Toucannon, but it brings us down just low enough that Brave Bird Recoil kills us both. Electros warrants a swap to Goodra, whose massive special bulk shrugs off all of its hits, and Dragon Pulse lines up the kill. Drapion comes in on Mandibuzz to Toxic Stall through its bulk. We're purposely female to prevent Attract, and we also have Taunt to prevent any healing up with Roost. They swap to Toxicroak, so Drapion knocks off their Focus Sash. Then we pivot over to Mamoswine. Surprisingly, they also swap into Incineroar. From here, Mamoswine gets sacked to bring in Metagross. Power Up Punch boosts our attack, and Bullet Punch can feint the rest of Ivory's team. I continue up the mountain until we reach the summit of Crystal Peak, where we see Aklov releasing the ultimate weapon with Hoopa. We gotta deal with Hoopa first, and Hoopa brings along Mega Rayquaza. The Hoopa mainly protects every other turn and relies on Mega Rayquaza to do most of the damage. I land a Toxic onto Hoopa to ensure damage each turn, then swap back and forth between Aegislash and Incineroar for Intimidate. Over time, the Hoopa's health slowly goes down as Intimidate keeps the Rayquaza's attack lowered. This fight sequence is long, but very secure, so eventually I do secure the win against Hoopa. I try to turn off the ultimate weapon, and Aklov does one last attempt to stop us. I Mega Evolve Metagross to Bullet Punch and kill the Mega Gardevoir. Unfortunately, we flinch to Fake Out and take massive damage from Mystical Fire. Thankfully, Toucannon can kill the Gardevoir next turn, but in hindsight, I should have protected on the first turn to secure the kill with Bullet Punch on the second turn. Toucannon also kills a Primarina with Bullet Seed, and our rival's Mega Garchomp puts in work on Dragonite with Dragon Rush. As Togedemaru comes back out again, I have to sack Tentacruel to let the Garchomp EQ to double kill Togedemaru and Roserade. It's okay, Tentacruel wasn't like amazing, so it's chill. Aklov's last Pokemon is Comfey, and with 2 Pokemon aiming it down, it stood no chance. Hoopa's contained again, and Aklov's defeated. Marlin challenges us one last time to prove that our rival and I can take him down. I lead a Rain team into Marlin. Drizzle Weather Ball immediately removes Sableye to prevent any prankster BS. Their Tentacruel can't put up much damage on Goodra, so we can focus down the Dusknoir on the right side. This brings out his Giga Glass Cannon of Mega Beedrill. I swap over to Kingdra since we perfectly outspeed the Beedrill with Swift Swim. Our rival comes in with Mega Garchomp to pick off a double kill with Earthquake. Rain boosted Scald into Crocodile removes it from the battle, and Garchomp finishes off Swoobat next turn. With the evil teams disposed of, and the lore of Boreas coming to an end, it's time to finish up the story of Unbound. The Redwood Gym is the last badge I'll need to obtain, but this fight was so free. He's a bug specialist, which means that he has many weaknesses. The gimmick of his gym is that instead of fainting, they devolve into their previous evolution stages before fainting. His Pokemon and the fight in general was simply not hard at all. It just made the battle last longer and took a lot of swapping and positioning, but I was gradually able to whittle down his Pokemon to earn the 8th and final gym badge. Now, there's nothing stopping me from pushing through Victory Road and onto the Pokemon League. The Victory Road in this game is long, but surprisingly, not many trainers, being more focused on puzzles. This was a nice break from all the bosses we've just come across and what's up next. The script is already 17 pages long, so let's wrap things up. If you like this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. Videos like these take a long time to make, and this is definitely one of my longer projects. Each of the Elite Four required meticulous planning, since each of the members come with their own field condition. Mole Man has Vicious Sandstorm, which can't be turned off, and deals 1/8 of your health in chip damage. It also boosts special defense of rock and ground types. Elias sets up a Shadowy Veil, which cuts all damage to ghost types in half when the health bar is full. Additionally, ghost types take no damage to entry hazards, and non-ghost types cannot use Substitute or Safeguard. Arabella fights in Perma Mystery terrain, and upon switching in, Fairy types will receive a +1 boost to their lowest defense stat. And finally, Penny's Dragon types all have their secondary effects doubled like in Serene Grace. Cooking for such a dope Elite Four required so much creative thinking and took hours upon hours, so I'll let the game do the talking for itself. We're just gonna start left to right. So his gimmick is Vicious Sandstorm, which is basically heavy rain, but for Sandstorm. You can't get rid of it, and it deals double the chip damage. We're gonna Trick Room, Curse. Oh, what? Oh, shit. Flygon swap is crazy. We're in for a treat then. I have no idea what it's gonna do then. I think I might have to attack the Gliscor. I was not planning to see that out so early. Fuck, I was really not anticipating the Gliscor, so. Trick Room at least, so. I'll take that. I'd love to see that. Alright, we're gonna Mega Evolve. Waterfall. If we kill the Gliscor first, then we hit the Excadrill. That's completely chill. Start with some. That's weird. Okay. Okay. Good damage. It's Water Absorb, but we're Mold Breaker, so. Okay, so no Protect. Okay. Trick Room still up. We kill the Flygon with Ice Fang. Leaf Blade the Gliscor. Yeah, what's Flygon gonna do here? I think this is last time a Trick Room though. So we'll just be careful of that. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna swap out our Gyarados then because it's gonna be taking a lot of damage. Let's go Bronzong. I calculated that to be able to kill, so I'm not sure why that didn't. Nice. Alright, so the gimmick for this battle is Shadowy Veil, which means basically, at full health, all ghost types have multi-scale. We're gonna break that via Hail. I just realized I forgot Crunch. Well, that's too bad. And we're going to Waterfall Kill. Yeah, because we perfectly outspeed this thing. I perfectly EV'd this to outspeed it. That's whatever. Nice. Torterra, that means Torterra can help with Aegislash. No Crunch on us, but that's whatever. We're gonna just plant. Wow, really? Okay, that Bayonet's gonna be a problem in the future then. Okay. Okay, chill. That's chill. Trevenant is fine. I should have predicted so. Blacephalon. Oh my god, that is so lucky. Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna scream. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my god. What? I think I have to sack here. I don't need Muck for the next 2 Elite Fours, so I think so. We'll have to sack here. Oh, so close. So close. So close. Nah, it dies. We die to a Hail. If only Black Sludge worked before Hail. Okay. It's not like the next battle isn't without issues either. Arabella should be a carry by Mega Metagross. It's chill. +2. +3. Interesting. This field gimmick is that whenever they come in, whichever their lower defense stat is, they gain +1 on that. Plus permanent Misty Terrain. We're at +5. That should be enough for whatever I need to do. My bad. Okay. Still in this. Still in this. Okay. The gimmick for this battle is called Rainbow Battle, where basically all dragon types have secondary effects to their moves doubled. So it's like a Serene Grace, basically. Muddy water. Ninetales avoids, that's nice. Crit. Shit. Fuck! Oh my god. That's not great. Oh shit. That's so unlucky. Flamethrower? Go for the kill! Oh my god, now you Thunderbolt? Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna kill somebody. Oh, it's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. We can't win. We cannot win. I don't even know what to do here. Of course you die. Yeah, it's cooked. And Muck's dead too, so we lost. Fuck, we came so close. Losing here was such a shame, especially looking at how close I was to the end of the game. I tried going in again without Mega Evolving and managed to come out of the last Elite Four alive. It sucks that this won't be counted as one of my Nuzlocke wins, but just for fun, I wanted to try out the champion anyway. Alright, let's see what our Elite Four could have looked like. Ninetales perfectly EV'd to outspeed the Salamence by 1 point. What? That's not possible. The calc is wrong. It says Jolly in the docks, Adamant in the calcs. The key here is just to leave the Hitmon top. Just let it wide guard, let it helping hand, do what it wants to do. Well, there goes my plan. You motherfucker. Protect, get the Trick Room up, then we're faster, then we power up Punch the Pyroar. Yeah, now we're fast. Protect is fine. That's fine. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. I don't know if it's towards the win, towards the goal, but we're getting somewhere. I see Wind is chill. That only puts us faster in Trick Room. Nice. There's the Naganadel death. At least this breaks Sturdy and Air Balloon, so we can kill it next turn. We still have 2 Pokemon in the back, I think. Okay. Last Pokemon, Hitmon top. That's fine. Okay. I think this was so doable. I was very, very close. If I just tweaked my team a little bit, this would have been so doable. But honestly, this game has been amazing. So fun, and it's such great quality of life. I love this game. Highly recommend for Nuzlockers out there. It sucks that we died at the very, very end, but makes for good content, you know?